Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Jacob Dev. Today's topic is Cline 3.0, which just released, and how to run it on Google IDX with Ollama Qwen 2.5 14b. So that being said, let's get started. If you don't have IDX account, just go to idx.google.com to create an account. It's very simple and straightforward. It's free. So after you go to idx.google.com and have an account, then go to this extension. It's very similar to Visual Studio. So go to the extension, install Cline, which used to be a Cloud Dev. Make sure the version is 3.0.4, which is the latest version from the Cline team. So after you set up everything, so it's time to actually set up Ollama. So I have a tutorial here how to set up Ollama on Kaggle for free. Feel free to check that out, but in this video, we're gonna go through that very quickly. So first, you just create a function to run bash command within Python, then install Ollama through one-line command. After that, make sure you expose all this address to public, so origins also everything, and make sure you run Ollama serve to spin up Ollama in the backend. And after that, make sure you create a model file to install Qwen 2.5 caller with a bigger context window. So the default, I believe, it's to 2048 or something, but you change it to a bigger window because it's colder. So make sure that's bigger. And after that, you can just install using the Ollama create file, using the file which is created, and then make sure you name it. This is an extra context model, so we just name it Qwen 2.5 coder, extra context 14b. And after that, make sure the model exists, running Ollama list, so you can see the model exists. After that, just set up Nginx, make sure you install Nginx, and also make sure you point the Nginx to Ollama default port, which is 11434. So after it's done, then set up the Grok and paste your Grok token, and make sure you Grok ungrok public URL link is pointing to localhost 80, which is the Nginx port, and start Nginx by stop and start Nginx command line. So that's it. So you can see Nginx started up, and that's basically running right now. So you can see the 4406, that's the one that's running here. So you can see Ollama is running on Kaggle. So that being said, let's continue. So once that's up, you can basically go back to Cline. Make sure go to your Cline icon on the left side, on the right side, and click the settings. Make sure this base URL is pointing to the URL that you just spin up, which is 4406, and make sure you don't have a backslash or a slash at the end. So make sure that's empty. You can see the model is already listed, and automatically I'm pointing to just like the one that you just installed. So the one we have our Qwen 2.5 coder and the bigger context window for the same. So make sure that's selected, and that's it. So click done. So you can see this is actually ready to go. So then we just run some tests with the IDX and Ollama Qwen 2.5 14b with the Cline 3.0. So let's just run a very simple question. It's a little bit slow though, because I believe that's the size of the model. So if you go to the class, basically this function that I already tested before, you can see this is running as expected, but let's run that again to just show you the real time how it looks like. So if you just create a Python class that checks if a number is a prime number, and then you can see the auto proof. We can set auto proof, which is one of the bigger change or bigger feature in the new release of the Cline 3.0. So you can set read files and directories and edit files. Those are auto proof, so you don't have to click approve every time. So those are automatically gonna happen. And we don't wanna do this use browser right now or execute save command. We want to make sure those are not auto happen. So, and then once this is all good, then click auto approve. It's not really inherited, but just do auto approve. It'll go to the previous window. And that being said, let's run this, basically run this prompt. But before we do that, also we should make sure that we go through this Cline rules, which is another feature that of 3.0 of the Cline releases. So this is basically like a system prompt. So it's gonna happen for this project. So which means that every command that Cline runs, it will check the global command or global prompt in here. So first we want to create everything inside the serve.dub folder. Then also want to log every change you make with the summary and the files you have changed in the log file. And make sure that's logged to changes.md, which is in here, changes.md. If it doesn't exist, then create it as well. So it exists, so it will just append or update this file. So let's go back to Cline and just click this command, or just hit enter, or click this little arrow icon here. So it will call this Ollama endpoint, which it will spin up here. And you can see in the Kaggle, it's running right now. So you can see that's running right now. It's running on the GPU. So you can see we selected the accelerator as GPU P100. So you can select T4, but P100 is actually better in a sense. So you can see the GPU is 14.9 GB. So it was almost 15 GB. That means it's not gonna be very flexible. So it's gonna be a little bit slow just because it has a max of 16 gigs. Now you already use 15 gigs for the model, and so the process is gonna be a little bit slow. You can see that's a little bit slow, but it's fine. Just wait. It should come up. Okay, so if you want a smaller model, you can see this is actually maybe 9 gigs, right? The Qwen 2.5 coder 14B is 9 gigs, but because of the extra overhead, you can see it already took 15 gigs. If you want a smaller model, just go to the Qwen 2.5 on Ollama.com, and you can choose the 7B as well, or 3B if you prefer. But 14B works. It's a little bit slow. Let's go back to IDX. So you can see it's still running. And let's go to the Ollama, right? Ollama process. You can see this is still running here. So you can see that's actually calling the chat completions endpoint. And let's go back to IDX. So it is a little bit slow, but it's coming up. So it first tells you what you're trying to do, and then start processing. So you can see it's actually reading the client rules file. So it's creating a file in the server.dub directory, and also it will make the changes logs to the change.md. So, and this is running exactly as expected. So you can see now it's creating a directory and also create a file inside the directory. And so because it's not auto-proof, so you can hit run command, it is running. So after it's run, then start another API request to follow the next step. So you can see the read-write files are automatically happened. So basically says wants to edit this file, so it's start coding, and also it's gonna write to the prime checker file in the serve.dub folder. So So this is exactly what we're trying to do, and Clam seems to understand that perfectly. So you can see this file is being generated, the code is being generated. It is a bit slow on IDX with Cline 3.0 and with Ollama spin up on Kaggle, but it's doing what we're trying to do. So let's save it. So this is basically the one that we're expecting, the prime checker. So that being said, hope this is helpful. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, or comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you in the next one.